John Wayne beat.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, look. Too hot, the haters know they can't fade us. Headed to the top, just stay tuned for the latest. Soon as the episode drop, they gotta play us. All I know is we got the flavor.
What's up, is your boy Los LOS for the Flava Podcast, and you are watching and listening to the Flava Podcast. Yo, it's a cold day here in Chicago. It's a Sunday, but it was a great day at church today. And today, she's back. She is back. Liz, what's up, Liz?
Back. Hello, Carlos. How are you? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. I'm doing great. And how are you doing? How was your Sunday?
It was really calm morning, I would like to say. Calm morning. Had to pray a little bit before leaving, but I'm here. I made it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So we're going to get right into it.
Yeah.
And I don't think we don't have them, but we got to think about something really quick.
Yeah, we don't have them. We had them, but we decided not to.
We chose not to choose violence.
We chose not to, yeah.
We stood away from violence.
Yeah, we're not choosing violence. The devil's not winning today, you guys.
Not today.
Not today.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
Same time?
Yeah.
All right. Hot
topic!
So my hot topic of the day is the Bears got a new coach.
What?
Yeah, they got a new coach.
When was this announced?
This was announced, I think, 2 days ago.
I missed it.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears got a new coach. He actually coming from Detroit.
I hope he does better.
Yeah. Well, you know what? No, I don't, because he actually beat the Packers twice.
That was the coach that beat the Packers, right?
I
have faith. I have faith in the new coach.
No, I don't.
Oh.
Don't.
Why not?
Because I'm a Packers fan.
You know what? We can't hang out anymore, you guys. This is my last show. I'm not coming back. No, I'm a big Bears fan.
I'm actually wishing the Bears, actually when the Bears beat the Packers,
yeah,
I was actually happy for the Bears.
Yeah, you have to be.
You had to. They actually won one. It's like,
yeah,
these guys actually won one.
How hard that is.
After 7 years.
Yeah.
He was like, give it to them. I was getting phone calls, not happy phone calls. Well, they were happy, trying to get me unhappy.
My brother's a Packers fan.
See, he's a smart man.
You know what? I call him a cheesehead, but yeah, he's a Packers fan. So I know that he was feeling it that day, but Bears fans, we had our moment,
My phone was going off. The first one to text me was one of my pastors. Jumped all over me.
Of
it was
course.
people from church. I think they lost their
take our
Christianity that day.
moments.
What was that?
We had to take our moment.
They did. They took the moment.
Good.
But I was actually happy for them because they were happy. So I had to be happy for them.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So what's your hot topic for today?
I'll just say no to fear. Do not allow fear in your heart. I think that for me, that's what I'm going to stick with.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I think with my name, Liz Alvarez, I think a lot of the viewers will know why I said do not allow fear in your heart. That's my topic for today.
Awesome. So how has it been? This is your second
yes.
episode on the Flava Podcast.
Yes.
How's it been for you?
Really good. Really good. A lot of my, followers on Instagram and TikTok, even though I can't reach out to them, like I would love to, they reached out to me and they watched the video and they're excited to see more and they would like to hear, more of me. And it's really nice. It's really nice to be able to come back and say, hello, I'm back.
Awesome. So that's TikTok, right?
Yeah.
So you're using a different phone now.
I am. It's not on me, but I have two phones.
Yeah,
I got
phones.
2 phones. One for, I won't say the rest. But I have 2 phones, yes, because the other one has TikTok on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's horrible that you can't even download it again.
No, not until it gets bought off. But you know what? Once it gets bought off, it's not going to be the same.
Why is that?
Because now it's going to be bought off by an American company.
So what's wrong with that?
What do you mean what's wrong with that?
It's going to be a lot of more rules?
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Yeah,
more
it's
regulations?
going to be more censored.
I don't think so.
I feel like it is.
I really don't
even
think
now,
censored.
I've seen people talk about that it's not the same anymore. And I just feel like because the cool people are not on there. And the cool people are the ones that deleted the app, like me. Yeah. So if it's not the same, it's because we're not on there. The cool people.
But you get the other phone, so you are on there.
When I can, because it's not the same, because it's an older phone. So even when I try to record, like I haven't made new TikToks besides those 2 that I uploaded, but the camera is so old that it just looks funny and it sounds funny and it's not the same. So yeah, I have to find it.
What phone was that? Was it like an Android phone or something?
No, it's an iPhone like 8.
That was like
It's 8 iPhones
2007?
ago. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know. I'll tell you the truth.
It's
I don't know.
old.
It's old. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And it
cool.
sounds rough.
Okay.
Sounds rough.
Jesus. So you guys know Suli's not here. She's doing her entrepreneurship stuff. So she's extremely busy. But giving her a shout out and hey Suli, we love
Hey,
you.
Suli.
We miss you. Can't wait for you to be on the show. I think there's going to be 4 of us next time. I think Suli's going to come in for the next one, which is
so exciting.
I think Body by B is going to be in the building.
Oh, I love her.
yeah.
I love her CMOS.
So I want to make sure that you're here, and then Suli's going to be here. That's a girl, so
Yeah.
she's going to make sure she's here. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
But right now we have a special person on the table. There's actually a good friend of mine that actually helped me come to Christ, and I gotta say thank you to him. Even though he's right next to me, but look at me, don't look at him yet, because it's changed my life.
Yeah.
And if you guys know the old U-Dog, U-Dog wasn't a very nice person, and just going to the church that he invited me to changed my life to the person I am now, and I'm so grateful because I am happy now. You might have seen me on stages with, let's say, Busta Rhyme or Big Pun and see me smiling, but no, those were fake smiles. Yeah. Now you see me helping the homeless or helping anyone, that's a real smile. Yeah. So I want to thank him for introducing me to the church that I go to now, and just show him a lot of love. So I'm gonna say his name right now. He goes by the name of Jason Alicea. What's up, Jason?
What's up, Carlos?
Jason.
What's up, Liz? Thank
Hello,
you.
hello.
You're welcome. But honestly, the glory goes to God.
Amen.
It's
Amen.
through Him that He allowed to have me be the one to reach out and send those invites out. But you responded, and that's by His glory. So I'm glad that you did and that you've continued that walk, man. Awesome.
Amen.
And I need to hear, how many invitations did you send out again?
A few hundreds. Every week I was sending 100 plus, and
Yeah.
Carlos, as you know, Los was the one that responded and
Yeah.
showed up, and it was wild because, we were connected through social media, but truth be told, we never met until church. So God allowed that timing to happen. So awesome.
And we had some great times during that time too.
Absolutely. First men's retreat, everything.
Oh, the president. That's when actually I got the encounter
Yeah.
with God when I first heard him.
A men's
audibly.
retreat.
Yeah, a men's retreat.
How long ago was that?
13 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long was the retreat?
13 years ago.
No, I mean like the length of the retreat. It's
It was a weekend.
a weekend.
So it was a Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday.
Okay. Wow. That's interesting. How many men would you say? A lot.
Man, over 50. I mean, is that still
No,
low? Or I mean,
no,
over
that's
100?
way low.
Yeah.
Remember, we were with Hannah. Pastor Hannah was there.
That's right. Yeah.
So it was over 300 men.
Wow.
Man, that was
That's
very
amazing.
You're extremely low, bro.
But
300 men.
beautiful
300 men.
experience.
That's
Beautiful
powerful.
experience.
You know what it is to hear 300 men
Yeah.
worship God.
Amazing. That must have been really
And we're
powerful.
crying out and we're just in awe of his glory.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
300 men.
Being vulnerable,
Yeah.
us men, I mean, I speak on my behalf, being raised, taught that men don't cry.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're in an environment where men are just pouring,
Yeah.
all because of his glory and understanding that,
That's so
hey,
beautiful. That's very.
and it taught me to be
empowering.
very humble. Remember when we had to wash each other's feet
Yeah.
the same way
Yeah.
No
Jesus
way,
did? So,
really.
yeah.
That was what's so we had Encounter, and then we had Something Warrior.
Unfortunately, I don't think I went to the next one, man.
You had to. That's the one we watched the feet.
Okay, then it had to be that one. But I don't remember the titles with
Something
you had
Warrior.
to be there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pastor Rico's gonna get on me if he watches this. I
Yeah.
don't remember because that was his module.
Okay.
But Something
it
Warrior
was great. I'm like, wait, what are we doing? And we're like, yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
But at the end of it all, it was a great experience.
Yeah, that sounds like a
Highly
great experience.
encourage everyone to consider doing it. So.
I tried to go to a retreat, but it wasn't like an all women's retreat. It was, I think it was like couples. No, it might have been because my husband and other couples were there, but I got really sick. Yeah, and it was around the time, and I won't go deep into it until I'm able to talk about it. But in 2016, something happened, and they told me like to go to the retreat, and I tried, but I got sick on the way there, and I had to go to the hospital, so I didn't get to enjoy it. But I hear that it's so beautiful, and if you had your encounter there, it must have been really powerful, empowering. That's 300 souls praying and worshiping and under one roof.
300 tough men.
Yeah,
Tough men
men.
that you'll see in the street and you never think
Well, it
they'll
takes a
cry out
lot
to
of
God.
strength.
Oh,
It takes strength to be surrounded by other men. I'm sure. I mean, I'm a woman, but I'm assuming that as a man, it takes a lot of emotional intelligence as well to be able to do that and just let go. You know, in a
and trust.
room.
And trust
Yeah.
other men around you. They're not going to judge you later on
Yeah.
that you just balled out and fall down.
Yeah. Oh my
And
gosh.
we all did.
That was a true strength right there. Just being, again, open to just letting out and just creating that moment, that relationship with God. Powerful.
I love that.
So Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do these days?
So I love walks on the beach. No. So Jason Alicea, also known as Jay El Maestro, father of 3, husband, married for 11 years to my beautiful wife, Nancy. And for a living, what we do is both my wife and I, we have an insurance agency out in Elgin. So it's American Family Insurance Office that we have. It's under my name as a business, but truth be told, my wife is the true business owner behind the scenes. She's the one that allows me to go out, network, get involved in the community, and any clients that reach out to find out anything related to their insurance policies. She's the one that's helping, along with our team. We have Antonio and Esperanza, 2 amazing people that play a part in our office. And along with that, I do real estate. I was raised in real estate. My dad has his own real estate firm, Golden Key Realty. He's had it since '84.
The one on Fullerton, right?
Yeah,
The, one
yeah.
the little store on Fullerton.
Yeah, by Lawndale over there in Logan Square. So the building is no longer his. So if you see it, they're doing a lot of work on it. But you know, my father raised me in that space. So as a kid, I would go with him to showings, go out passing flyers, door to door. A lot of my work ethic, I give it to him, and my grandfather who passed, Ramon Alicea, as well. He taught me at a young age how to work hard and work for your family. So that's where a lot of who I am today. Obviously, I give glory to God for a lot of things, but the people in my life, my father, my mom, my grandparents, definitely, you know, taught me how to earn that dollar. You know, my grandfather at a young age had me selling avocado in Puerto Rico on the side of the road.
Let's go.
So,
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah.
Hustle.
I think I was like maybe 6 or 7, but just taught me the value of earning that dollar. And I've always been a person that works hard and continues to work hard. But before we opened up our office, we did, both my wife and I were in banking for 20 plus years.
Okay.
So my wife was on the operational side.
Is that where
she
you
was
guys met?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we met.
Oh.
So she has that compliance hat, so she makes sure that everything's running smooth in our office, that everything is done the correct way. Not that we're ever trying to not lead that way, but if
Yeah.
there's a document that's not signed, she'll make sure it's signed.
Yeah.
And that we, you know, we make it work really well together. I've had a lot of people say, "How do you guys make it work?" Well, we're there, and she understands her role, I understand my role, and the tough part is not bringing it home. And
Yeah.
that I learned from a pastor that you and I know, who's no longer here in Illinois, but Pastor Ken.
Okay.
You know, he was my mentor. And, he had an insurance agency as well, and a lot of the way I lead with my office is because of him. And him and his wife were both involved, and reached out to him like, "How do you not bring this home?"
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then how do we not bring home to work?
Yeah, exactly. You have to be able to break the
That's
two.
a big one.
Right?
That's a big one. I'm a CTA bus driver. So when I get off of work, I don't come straight home. Bus drivers, we just sit in the lunchroom area
Okay.
and we tell war stories.
Okay.
How was your day? Well, this person spit at me, or whatever the case may be, or you argue with somebody, which we're not supposed to argue.
So you don't argue with
So we
anyone?
don't argue with anybody.
No.
But after that, then I get home, I go in the garage, I sit there for about 20 minutes because you don't want to bring that home,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You got to decompress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I go inside the house after I get my time.
Yeah.
Love that. That's good.
That's good.
I need to apply that.
You just don't want to bring that home, you know,
Right.
and then you're
I
yelling at your
actually-
wife for the chuleta not being
Yeah.
salty.
I actually learned that men can't decompress inside of the home.
No.
They can't. I read that somewhere, and I wish I had the name of the book, but I read that somewhere. They can't decompress inside the home because once they're inside the home, it's like there's 20 things coming at you left and right, one of them including the wife, right? But women are
Say that
able
again,
to.
girl. Say that again.
I think she's leading into the strength of the women and how they can.
Well, we try to be the peas, but sometimes we're not the peas. But women, because we're so good at multitasking, right?
Yes, you are.
We're great at multitasking, right? We could take care of the kids and cook at the same time. We can, it's just so many things that we could do at the same time. We're able to come home and decompress and at the same time focus on what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But men can't do that. And I noticed that with my husband too, that he can't, come home and decompress unless he's just like sitting in the couch. And I know that that's what he's doing. I just like leave him alone. I'm like, okay, this is my cue to walk away. But not, if you don't know that, you think that I'm thinking that you're probably mad at your wife and that's why you're sitting in the car for 20 minutes.
Right.
That's what.
Texting somebody else.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm home.
Just got home. Don't text me. Don't text me right now. Just got home.
Exactly. So like, if the women,
You're giving that time to make sure when she responds, okay, it's not when you're inside.
Right.
Yeah.
Delete.
Be sure you don't reply. Yeah, horrible, but no.
Heathens.
Bad.
So Jason, we're going to be playing a little game right now,
Okay.
but after these messages, we'll be right back.
What's up, y'all? It's Astonish from the Astonishingly Odd Podcast. And we repping the Flava Podcast Network. If you like what you see and have actually been thinking about giving podcasting a try for yourself, then make sure to book an appointment at flavapodcaststudios.com. Or you could contact Los at los@flavapodcast.com. We have state-of-the-art equipment, microphones, cameras, everything you need to start a successful podcasting career. So make sure if you've been thinking about it, book your appointment today.
All right, and we are back. It's time for this or that. We'll make sure that we say this or that.
Or that. That's what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Jason Alexea, we're going to play a little game called This or That.
Okay.
You're going to choose one or the other and explain why are you choosing the one you chose.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we're going to start off with a real easy one, all right?
Okay.
And some of these might get a little silly, all right? In fact, we're going to start off silly right away.
Okay.
Tom or Jerry?
Tom.
Why Tom?
With Tom, I just like the character. I don't know. I can't really explain too far into it, but I guess
like
why
the
not?
character.
Why not?
So
I know that's probably not the right answer you wanted,
No,
but I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
I'm sorry.
it doesn't really give an
I wasn't
answer.
ready for this.
You're not supposed to be.
It should be easy,
Yeah.
right? But no, yeah.
So let me help you out there. Tom is the one that chases the mouse, right? Of course, right?
Right.
He chases Jerry. Jerry always gets away,
Yeah.
or Tom gets hurt trying to chase.
Well, I think I'm big on humor, so I would say that's probably why. I like to see the fact that how Jerry gets
Chasing
away
the
and
mouse. causes
him to get hurt and creates the laughter behind it. So
Yeah.
Okay, see, there you go. You had something.
All right,
You had something.
Yeah, there's a
you had me
reason.
thinking. I'm like,
Like, why do I like Tom? What
Why do
is
I
the
like
reason behind
Why
this
is
liking?
that reason? Oh, he makes me laugh. Okay, cool. Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Why Batman?
Huge Batman fan. Huge Batman fan. Those that know me know I have a collection of Batman and Jokers, and always been a fan of his. I think he looks cooler than Superman, so that's why I would go with Batman.
They're both wearing tights.
Yeah, I guess so.
And they
but
both have capes.
They
right?
do have capes,
do.
but I love the Batmobile. I love all his gadgets and everything that he has to.
I like his underground thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Cave?
yeah. That whole that what gets me. And having a butler.
I never thought about
butler.
that, but
You want to be served. At the same time, she's fighting crime. You want to get served.
Yeah.
she wants
No?
probably the same thing you're doing now, right? You come home from a hard day of work, someone else is serving you
Yeah,
versus
like,
you
here
serving
go.
someone.
Yeah, like here you go, queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dig that. I could dig that.
Right?
But I always choose Superman
Why?
because the Bible says he is not from this world, and we are not from this world. So I always
All right.
that way.
Okay.
Okay.
I see.
Makes sense.
Got a little biblical. Huh?
Yeah, you did.
You did get a little
You made me question. Okay, man, am I
right with this?
Yeah, I say I'm a man of faith, but I picked Batman, not Superman.
So, arroz blanco or arroz con habichuela?
That's a tough one because I could literally. I love rice, so I could eat white rice by itself,
Either or.
but I also like habichuela too. So and I think it makes a nicer combination. So I'm gonna go with the con habichuelas.
Oh, we try that?
Yeah,
Cool.
'Cause I like the combo. It adds a little more flavor to it. So
What about you, Liz?
Curious, is habichuelas the same thing as arroz con gandules?
no,
No.
What is habichuelas?
gandules is pigeon peas.
Okay.
And habichuelas beans.
Then I would say habichuelas. I'm sure I've tried both, but I'm thinking gandules is the one that I don't like because it looks like olives. Might be olives. I don't know. Or they didn't make it right. No. But whatever
Maybe a
was in
smaller
there.
version of it.
Okay, maybe
about
Very
yeah.
small version of it.
Yeah.
Looking at each other like,
I don't think so.
Okay, or maybe they didn't make it right, but I would say arroz con gandules. Yeah.
But if you ask me that same question, white rice or arroz con gandules, I would go with white rice. So
Really?
with the habichuelas, I
Okay.
prefer it that way.
I totally go white rice.
Yeah.
Because you could sauce the white rice up.
Yeah.
You always gonna have some black beans or something.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true.
And you can sauce it all up.
Well, see, then my answer would also depend on what the side is, because you know,
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
because if I'm eating like carne en chile verde, right? I can't have arroz con gandules or arroz con
It
habichuelas.
doesn't match.
It
I
doesn't.
sound like that guy now. It doesn't match.
It doesn't match. It
together.
doesn't go
It's
together.
like lechon. I mean,
So
you're not
that
gonna have
would
that with
go-
white rice, or would you?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All day.
White rice.
I'll have it with arroz con gandules.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like,
yeah. Anything, I would say también anything Puerto Rican like jibarito or lechon. I would have the Puerto Rican rice. But if we're talking about carne en chile verde, carne en chile rojo, or bistec a la mexicana, then I would have to go with white rice.
I'm so hungry. All this sounds delicious. Then you said jibarito. I'm thinking, what's the next follow-up question? Is it jibarito or cubanito sandwich?
We're talking about food. We're all hungry.
So easy question for you, but I like asking this question.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears or the Green Bay Packers?
Chicago Bears.
Why? You see that? People, come on me. You see why I say why?
And you know what? I'm probably the worst guy to ask because I don't follow sports. So I don't. But I am a Chicago fan,
Amen.
and that's why I root for them.
Yep. I just feel like if you're in Chicago, you got to be a Chicago
That's not
fan.
a good reason.
It is. What do you mean it's not?
No, you got to know the game. You got to know who's better. Who,
gotta be faithful
some
to your
stats. Who's been
city.
winning somebody for 7 years straight.
And I mean, I'll share. I met the former tight end with the Bears, Desmond Clark, awesome man of God.
Okay.
So I think that's another reason I'll tie it back to him. So thank you, Des.
But that's good because I interviewed last year. I interviewed 4 Chicago Bears fan.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 of them.
And how happy were they with you?
They didn't know that I was a Packers fan until the very end. Okay. So at
You
the very
didn't tell
end,
them.
we're saying,
Oh,
thank you for being on the show, blah, blah, blah. We're going back and forth. And I go, hey, so last question. And they're like, wait, what's up? So when the Bears going to beat the Packers? And they looked at me like, he's a Packers fan.
It's done. That's it.
I love it. I still haven't put that out. I need to
is
put those reels out.
hilarious.
I have not put those
You
out. I got those bags.
should. You should,
I gotta put them
because
together.
that's funny. You feel like you misled them. You probably misled them
yeah.
through the whole interview.
I was like that girl you go on a date with, and then
yeah, lying the whole
all she
time.
really want to do is eat.
Yeah, she just wanted a free meal.
She
That
didn't
was
like the way
it.
you look?
No, the whole time, the moment that you picked her up, she was huffing and puffing. Like, I don't even know why I
Take me
agreed to
home.
this.
The Astonishing the Odd Podcast. Every Monday, 11:30 a.m. Make sure you like and subscribe. Part of the Flava Podcast Network. Let's go. It's the OWD family. We gon' do our thing.
Yo, so we're back to finish up the this or that. So, you been to New York before?
I have not.
You have not. Have you ever had New York pizza?
They say it's New York pizza. I don't know. In Puerto Rico. You know, that's so.
Oh,
And people, the ones that have had New York pizza tell me it's very greasy. So I don't know if that's true because that's what I had in Puerto Rico. I remember it being supposedly New York style, super greasy, the big, larger slice
So,
piece.
so I'll let you know what a New York pizza is. It's bocce's.
Okay.
You ever had that bocce?
I have, yeah.
It's bocce's. It's a giant slice of pizza. They call it a pie. They don't even call it pizza. They call it a pie. And it's just like bocce's.
Okay.
So bocce's or Chicago pizza?
Chicago pizza all day.
Why?
yeah.
Now with the Chicago pizza, are we talking thin crust or?
Because we got different ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love deep dish. So, I feel the flavor. I don't like the whole greasiness. I don't like, I guess whatever the
Yeah.
pie they refer to. I prefer,
Chicago.
a Chicago style
From
deep
where?
dish. Good one.
Many places.
There's so many places.
There's
but,
so many.
I mean, what's coming off top of mind, but I know that's not my number one, is Giordano's, but it's not that one. I'm trying to think of which
Better
one.
not be Giordano's.
Yeah.
I have nothing against Giordano's, by
So
the way. But
we'll say
Manato's?
ours. We'll say ours before you say yours, like to give you some time to think about it.
All right.
So go ahead and say yours.
mine is Natty's.
Where's Natty at?
Natty's is in the hood.
I've never had Natty's.
Oh my gosh.
No one's ever heard of Natty's.
Oh my
Have you had it?
goodness.
I've never heard of it.
He's never heard
Okay.
of it.
But where I know where it's at.
Yeah.
Well, I want to try it now.
I might need some bulletproof vest if I go there.
Yeah.
Is it that bad over there?
Well, I hope that it's gotten better,
Okay.
but it was pretty bad for a while.
We're in the Chicagoland area?
51st, like 50, by 51st and Kedzie.
Okay.
Yeah, so south side. Yeah, really good. It's in the wall, like literally in the
But
wall.
those are the ones that usually taste really
Yes,
good.
those
Yeah.
are the best ones. And they've been around for a while, so I know that they're good. And people drive from hours away just to go to Natty's Pizza.
We got to go to Natty's.
You have to, and you have to have pepperoni with jalapenos.
Oh.
It is bomb. It is so
I love
bomb.
it, but I think about it later. I'm not going to like it.
Yeah, I forget that there's like a big age difference
I'm
here.
older, right, I'm
Yeah,
older, so
you're a lot
these
older,
is
so your
all,
stomach is not gonna go. Yeah, your stomach's gonna hate
Talking
you.
dairy
I would say like
and-
2 hours after you eat it.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, and I'm starting to notice that me too. My stomach does not tolerate tomato sauce as
Tomato
well.
sauce?
Yeah, yeah.
That's so hard for you to eat pizza.
I know, but let me tell you, I'll be downing that bad boy. I don't care. I'll eat tums, but I'm still gonna eat my pizza. I don't care. I love pizza.
So my favorite place, and I say so much they should be sending me some money, is Pequot's. I love Pequot's. Have you been to Pequot's?
I have not.
Me
Oh
either.
my God, Pequot's is so good.
Okay.
It's old school. I've been going there since I was a little kid.
Where are they?
They're on Webster and Clybourne, right across the street from the old Webster Theater, the old Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Yeah, right across the street.
Is that theater still there or?
I think they still have a theater there, but they're calling it something else.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like a Cinemark or something now.
Okay.
Something.
I'm gonna have to try it because I've never tried it either.
Yeah.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah.
But sometimes we gotta get reservations because it gets so packed.
Oh,
sometimes
so then
we
it must be
reservation.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the one we really want to go to is Oven Grinders with Riz.
Grinders, yes.
We had Riz here last week.
Yes.
He's a lawyer.
Okay.
So I've been trying to go to Oven Grinders for over 2 years. But every time I called,
They're booked.
they're booked. You can't get in.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can't get in. So he said he has the hookup. So me and Liz,
Yeah, I already said we're going.
we're definitely
We're going.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's no ands, ifs,
Because
or
he
buts.
said, just call us, right? He said,
Mm-hmm.
just call us, call me, and I'll get you guys in.
Nice. Let me know.
Yeah,
we'll try it out.
we'll do
Yeah,
it.
it's like a pizza in a pot.
I've seen that.
You had to see it. They flip it over.
And then they flip
Okay.
it over.
It just looks amazing.
Making my mouth watery. We shouldn't be talking about food when
You
we're
haven't ate
hungry.
So we give you some a chance to think about a pizza place. What's a pizza place?
My all-time favorite, it's no longer around, is Father and Sons. I wish they were still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Father and son.
Which one? The one on Milwaukee?
Milwaukee. Yeah. By the Mega Mall.
When
which
did
is
they
not around.
Mega Mall,
close? Mega Mall.
Yeah.
Oh my god. When did they close?
Mega Mall? Years.
No,
yeah.
no, not Mega Mall. I
Father
know
and
they
Father and Son?
Father and Sons. When
Same
did they
thing.
close? Years
Years,
too?
yeah.
Mega Mall closed down first, and then Father and Son, right?
Maybe that's what brought their businesses too. Like brought them business.
I forget why they decided to close down, but they still had business. I don't know.
They were
I
busy.
don't think it was related to that.
They probably sold that building for millions.
That had to be
Probably
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
it's
that's
really a really busy area.
Yeah, it's yuppified.
Now it's a Target there.
No way.
No, across the street's a Target. The Mega Mall is a Target.
Yeah, right.
The Mega Mall's a
Mega Mall's
Target? No way.
With
I haven't
condos
been.
above,
Yeah.
right?
It's a mini Target.
Oh wow, I haven't been there in a long
They
That
know
whole
like
area's
toys
changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
really. So I probably wouldn't even recognize it if I were
Nope.
to go
No.
back.
No, it's really bougie.
Oh
Extremely bougie. And I like bougie.
yeah, it's been
But I like
gentrified.
places that, definitely gentrified.
Yeah.
I like places that I could go by and say, I remember my time here, you know?
Right?
I had
Yeah.
Fulano, I met here or whatever. I was
Yeah.
hanging out with my friends. We're
Yeah.
listening to house music here or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss those places.
It's crazy in those areas that at one point no one wanted to buy or
Yeah, and now it's like going for
too expensive.
millions. Well, I have a friend who lives in La Villita, and her grandma sold her building for about $1 million.
Okay.
Easy.
Easy.
That's what happened in Humboldt Park, where we were losing buildings that belong to Latinos
Yeah.
in that neighborhood, where a developer could come in and just offer $250,000.
Sheesh.
And since the people bought those buildings back in the day for 40 grand
Yeah.
or something like that, 80 grand, $240.
They thought it was a win.
$240,000 is a lot.
Yeah.
So
That wasn't a win. It wasn't a
Those
win.
buildings are worth millions. Those are gray stones
Yeah.
and brown stones.
Original
Oh my God.
at
When I
that.
heard about this,
I'm like original at
yeah,
that.
when I heard about this, I was like, you know how I get with stuff like
Yeah.
that when it comes to our people.
Yeah.
I was infuriated.
I bet you
I
were.
was infuriated.
Yeah.
I even got the shirt. They were selling a shirt. Homo Park no se vende.
Oh,
Remember those
I
shirts?
remember that.
Still got that shirt. I wear to go to sleep. It's one of my
Yeah.
because they were just taking our buildings.
Yeah.
So let's get me Mr. Let me not get into that.
Let's not go there.
Get into my que viva Puerto Rico. So Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself. I want to know who you were when you were a kid. I want to know the 10-year-old Jason.
the 10-year-old Jason, hyper, no fear, right? You touched
No
on fear
fear.
earlier. Just grew up in near Kelvin Park, so that's where my upbringing was. A Jibaro, right? I could say that because I was blessed. My father sent us, my sister Eileen and I, every summer to Puerto Rico. So I was blessed to be able to experience that life with my grandparents, my aunt, and my uncles, and so every summer, I was raised between Chicago and our cultura, our culture in Puerto Rico, and my grandfather out there in the field with the machete and just machete for those,
Yeah.
just everything, So, that was me. I went to St. Sylvester Elementary School.
Okay.
That's where Matthew and I, Lion,
Yeah.
we went to school there together. So, was raised by a family full of love. They taught me about God, about family, and about unity, being there for one another. So, I can't complain about my childhood. There's people out there that had it a lot more. They had it rough. I can't say I did. The area wasn't the best during that time, as many of you know, but shaped who I am today, definitely.
Awesome. What part of Puerto Rico was that?
Quebradillas, which is not far from like Camuy, Arecibo. Yeah, you don't hear about
That must have been
Quebradillas.
really nice to be able to just go back every summer.
Every summer.
Yeah. That's
By
awesome.
God, God's blessing for my family and I. People would ask me like, "Hey, where do I go sightseeing?" So I'm not a good person to give you tour guides because that's where I went. I just went straight to the campo and Quebradillas
Yeah.
and be with my family. So I could tell you about local beaches in that area, but other than that,
You didn't explore.
I didn't explore.
Not even now, like as an
Not even now.
older-
Well, we plan to because my wife, she's going to celebrate her 50th.
Okay.
So our plan, she initially wanted to go to Italy.
Okay.
But she mentioned there's something going on during this year, so we're going to try to plan that later on. But we're going to do two things. We're going to take a couple weeks to do some sightseeing, see family, and take advantage of seeing Bad Bunny's concert out there while we're there.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Yes.
Wait a second. Take that back. Did you buy the tickets already?
We got the tickets, yes.
Wow.
Tickets are bought.
Yeah, tickets are bought. Yes.
Dang.
We were blessed.
So
That's awesome.
you were going for that ticket and you're about to get it. You saw it. And then Jason came and took it from you.
Yeah, he done took it from
We
you.
were blessed by a family member that received the code and called us and said, "Hey, did you get the code?" We're like, "We didn't get the code." They're like, "Well, I got the code." So,
Here's the code.
I mean,
Even worse, somebody not even on the island got it from you.
so we're excited.
That is so
His latest
exciting.
album to me takes me back. It's one
Yeah.
that I can listen to
Yeah.
many of the songs on that album, and it closed my eyes and takes me back to the
Yeah.
island with my grandfather and my family. So
That's so beautiful.
That's awesome. I like the album, but I wish he wouldn't speak.
you what you would say? Are you
like
are you the one
like
that says I don't like his
beat.
voice?
I don't
just
I'm like, what are you saying? I don't understand you. I
Es
need
café por la
subtitles.
mañana.
I need captions
I
on
need
him.
captions
I need
to
captions on him. I was like,
understand.
I love what people are saying. I
Right.
don't understand what he's saying, but I love what people are saying.
Yeah.
How he's giving back to the island.
Right.
How he's giving love to the island. I love all that, but I wish I just could understand him. I just
hear
don't
you.
understand him.
I mean,
yeah.
I love the beats.
I like it. I know some family. My mom would say the same. She's like, it's his voice,
It's
But
his voice.
but I feel a lot of people that weren't Bad Bunny fans,
Yeah.
this album allowed them, and it's because it's tying it back to a lot of
Yeah.
our culture, our ways,
I would say that the sound the beat is very different than what he's produced before. So I agree. I mean, voice as well. I'm not very good with hearing if I'm not reading what you're saying. So I was struggling there a little bit.
Totally. Hey, but I still support it. I bought the album. I did buy the album. See, if you're watching, if you be happening to be watching this one, I did buy it. I did support you.
Yeah, we support you. We love you.
So that was 10 years old. You would go to Puerto Rico, spend some time with your family out there.
Yes.
Learn the culture. Soaked in the sun a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of beach time.
A lot of beach time,
Vitamin C.
especially when my dad was there, because my dad would, obviously fly with us in, and then he would fly back, leave us with our grandparents. So when he was there, he would take us, and any family member that could. But it's a different life. It definitely would humble anyone. And I actually lived out there 2 years in 8th grade and freshman year.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I got to experience what it is to go to school out there. Different.
Yeah, that's
Very
totally
different.
different.
I bet.
Very different.
Oh my! How are the classes?
Classes were great.
Outside?
Outside.
Outside.
It looks like
Really?
Totally outside, yeah.
What?
I want to see a motel. That sounds horrible.
It
but
doesn't look like a motel.
It's buildings with doors to each room, and
What?
it was definitely a shock for me too, because you see the part of Chicago, right? I didn't start off on the right foot, meaning that when I got to school out there, I didn't know anyone, so I intentionally was not trying to be like arrogant or rude to anyone.
Okay.
But I gave them a sign of disrespect, because when I came to school, I didn't say hi to any of the guys that were there. So they immediately felt, hey, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Who does he think he is?
Yeah.
He's tougher than us, or what? He comes from the States, so he's better than us. And so it led to a lot of fights.
Yeah.
A lot of fights.
You're brawling.
Yes. In the schools, yes.
This was, you said high school, right?
8th grade and freshman year. So in Puerto Rico, it was considered junior high.
Okay.
High school would be the 10th, 11th.
Yeah.
Junior high. Wow.
Yeah.
How many fights would you say you got in, or brawls?
I lost count. Yeah, I had to have my uncles went out. One of my uncles went out there because of the area I was at. Long story short, I got chased by 20 guys, and so
my
my uncle went back and said,
You were
"Hey,
just causing havoc, bro.
I was trying to avoid it, bro, but
It was looking for you.
Yeah,
It was
looking for
finding
me.
you.
So,
We got 20
Yeah.
Puerto Rican cats out there, and they fight different.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet.
They fight different out there. They don't fight like we duke it out here back in those days. Out there, they will string you up.
Oh no.
I had quite a few that were good, just toe to toe, but
Yeah.
21 that was a little bit hard.
That.
But
Yeah. It sounds.
And after that, it slowed down when my uncle went. And
Okay.
Kind of shared how the Aliceas had come from such a big family. So,
Right.
And most of them were men already. So
That helps.
helps a lot. It helps a lot. But the first grandchild of 11 children. So my dad's the oldest, and so I have aunts and uncles that are not far from me in age. So they're more like
Yeah.
my brother and sister versus uncle and aunt. So,
You grew up
yeah.
with them.
but I loved it. It was nice. It was a good experience. Came back, convinced my father to allow me to go to a public school because, as I shared, I went to a private elementary school, St. Sylvester, and that's how I got over to Kelvin Park. I said, Dad, let me go. All my friends from the neighborhood go there.
Yeah.
Allow me to go. We'll be fine.
Were you fine?
First year was a little rough. As we know, the Chicagoland area, gang colors and stuff like that.
You're getting chased again, bro. Are you getting chased again?
At one point, a specific gang thought I was what they refer to as ops. You know?
Yeah,
Of
ops.
course. Yeah.
So they thought I was a Latin king
Oh.
when I got there. So had a little trouble, but that cleared up pretty quick. And then after that, it was fine.
You were
So,
fine.
Yeah, because they don't know you.
Yeah.
You're coming from a private school to a public school, and you weren't raised with them during the school years. They
Yeah.
were
Right.
all together.
You're a
a
complete
lot of them
stranger.
came from Mozart and Noble.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
They all
They
knew
knew
each other.
each other. They didn't
but
know
they
me.
didn't know
They're gonna
you.
check you. They're gonna say who
Yeah.
this guy is.
Yeah, of course. It's
So-
a natural, it's a given.
Right.
And then you went to Puerto Rico and you didn't hide anyone and you became a big
Yeah.
enemy. So there
I was
was
a
that.
target. I'm
You
like,
were a
"Geez,
target.
What's going on?
What they do? What they do?
But did you come back with a different attitude when you started school? Did you maybe switch it up and
I
say-
was fearful of what to expect, especially
Okay.
for me. It was a culture shock when I walked into the school and they had metal detectors.
Ah.
And
This is Puerto Rico?
Here,
No,
here,
here.
Oh, here.
At
Oh,
Kelvin
here.
Park. When I got
Oh,
to
yeah.
Kelvin Park, I was like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
It reminded me of the movie Dangerous Minds.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, what did I get myself into? My dad's dropping me off, and we're we're right in front of the school, and all the gangbangers are
Yeah.
out there smoking weed, and I'm in the car, and he's like, "You want me to leave you on the corner so that way you don't get embarrassed if you give me a hug and kiss?" I'm like, "What? Psst, let them say something.
Yeah.
You're my father." Most of these guys don't even have
They
fathers.
don't even have one. Yeah, exactly. They wish they
wish
had a dad dropping them
So,
off, giving them a kiss.
That's one thing that I've never been ashamed of. I've always been,
Yeah.
when it comes to my parents, my family, hug, kiss, bendición, respect. I wouldn't, no one would ever, to me, I wouldn't allow anyone to try to talk down about that. But it was a culture shock when I walked in and I went through the alarm, the metal detector, and then the alarm went off and they slammed me against the wall. "What do you got on you?" And I'm like, "What's going on? What school is this?"
What did you have on you?
I had like a metal pen or something like that. I didn't
You can't have nothing metal in your
No,
pockets.
Yeah.
No.
And I thought everything was empty, yet they check your backpack. I'm like, "Whoa, this is crazy."
Yeah.
It was definitely an eye opener to see the
Very
difference.
intense.
but-
But what was your dad's reaction when you said like that you wanted to go to public school instead of private?
He asked why, and to me, I just said I didn't want the private school he wanted me to go to at the time was an all boys school, and I
Okay.
didn't want to go back to. I didn't want to go to an all boys school.
Yeah.
Gordon Tech?
Weber
Weber,
High
yeah,
School,
that's
which
right,
is no
Weber.
longer around. Gordon Tech is now was it DePaul University?
Yeah.
I think.
Well, Weber is
DePaul.
around. It's one of those military
Is it?
schools. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It's a military school now.
So it was an all boys.
It's an all boys school.
Okay.
So I think that's where some of my sales skills came out. I'm like, "Hey, Dad, you could save money. I mean, how much tuition would you pay?"
Yeah, that's what I'm
gonna
trying
go
to
with my
figure out how you
friends.
convinced
convincing
your
him.
dad.
So
It's-
I led
money.
with that, and my cousin was with me. My cousin Josh.
okay.
He happened to be there at the house because I had came
Okay.
home from Puerto Rico. So I was like, "Hey,
Okay.
Pop," it was a summertime. I'm like,
Yeah.
"I don't want to go back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I want to stay here, and I want to go to Kelvin Park." And Josh is like, "Just let him go. I already
Yeah.
know. I'll help him." He spent his freshman year there, and so
So having your
my
cousin.
dad did say he's like, "If you have any problems, I'm going to send you back to Puerto Rico."
Yeah. So having your cousin talking with your
him-
dad
with
helped
me there
out.
definitely helped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a very I can't picture myself like having my kid, my 17-year-old. If I have him in private school, if I was able to afford that, and he tells me, "Hey, I'd rather go to public school." You better have a good reasons as to why. But you being able to convince him goes to show that you have really good sales skills.
So, yeah. But there was a point where he was a little fearful.
Yeah, of
and
course.
Asked me, should I send you back? And
Yeah.
more so too when that specific gang surrounded me.
Yeah.
And it was more a neighbor that happened to be there and said, "Hey, he's not who you think he is.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's good.
He's good.
He's good."
It's always
Yeah.
those neighbors that just come and save the day.
Yeah, definitely.
be
And I'm grateful
surprised.
for it because he's like, "No, he's not a Latin king.
Yeah.
Not at all."
Yeah.
He's Latin, but not a
He's
king.
like, yeah,
Exactly.
king with Jesus. But that's it. That's it.
So that's high school.
That's high school.
Yeah, did you have a high school sweetheart? Any of that at that point?
No, in high school, I
4
never
years?
wanted anything serious. I any young lady that I came in contact with, I said I didn't want anything serious with. So no high school sweetheart. That's probably why when I led into college, I met my ex-wife there, and that was
You got married young.
that's where I was serious. And
What college was this?
Northeastern University.
Okay.
I went to Wright College for like a semester, but like an idiot, I didn't take it serious.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends from Kelvin were there, and not realizing, "Hey, dude, you're paying for this." We were like leaving, going to McDonald's across the street over there on Montrose and Narragansett. Like if I was cutting class again, I'm like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
So I left there. My cousin Victoria Marrero, she actually is the one that kind of helped me get into the banking field, and that's where most of my career has been. And she's like, "What are you gonna do?" I said, "I don't know." She's like, "Why don't you get a job at the bank?" I'm like, "I'm horrible in math."
Yeah.
She's like, "Don't worry, we have all the tools in place to help you out with that."
Exactly.
So I started as a part-time teller with LaSalle Bank, if you remember them, who is now Bank of America.
So you're horrible in math
Yeah,
as a teller.
yeah, as a teller.
I can just picture
teller.
this 1, 2, 10, 40.
They're like, "Wait,
Let me start
Wait,
back.
so
let me
Hold
start all
on.
over."
Jason, you're short $500.
Start back
What's
at
going
one.
on here? But it worked out, and so I went to work at LaSalle Bank full time, and then my mom, she approached me. She said, "Hey, so you're working full time. You're either going to go to college and not pay us rent, or continue working and pay some rent." So I decided to go to college, go back. So I went to Northeastern University. I was majoring in education, secondary ed. I was thinking about being a Spanish teacher for high school.
Spanish teacher. Look at that.
So I was about to go to Spain. I was looking at my exchange student program to go out there, and young and dumb got married and never left. Thought I could still do working at the bank and school. And no, my ex-wife and I, we bought a house right away and realized, nope, I got to work 2 jobs. So I was at the bank, and in the evenings I was working at Hollywood Video, if you remember them.
Yeah.
Should have went to Spain.
I should have went to Spain.
I
should have went to Spain.
Have you been to Spain?
I have not.
Oh,
Bruh.
no.
I'm fighting
Bro,
now.
you know I go.
I know you
All I
go.
gotta do is ask.
Yeah.
When I go, you can come with me, bro.
I'm
need
fighting
to
now to
go.
win. As an insurance agent owner with American Family, they have certain like sales production goals, and if you hit that,
Yeah.
you qualify for a trip. And
Okay.
so the next one is Barcelona.
Oh, so you better hit them numbers.
Yeah.
Oh,
I need to.
better
Yeah.
hit them
I
numbers.
better hit them numbers.
I can tell you exactly where to go in Barcelona, and I can hook you up with one of my friends.
Okay.
He'll take you around.
All right.
He loves doing it. His name is Jesus. I love him.
Are you still? Is there still plans
To
to
move out to Spain?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know if my wife's coming with me, but I'm
Oh
definitely
no!
It's something that me and her talk about all the time. It's like, okay, so you could be 6 months with me and then 6 months in the States.
So you're not even coming back with the 6 months.
I ain't coming back. I ain't coming back unless
no.
my family needs me out here.
Yeah.
But they can come visit me.
Yeah.
It's a nice, get away from the
Yeah.
States. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's a little nice vacation.
Yeah, especially where I want to live. I'm not trying to live in Barcelona because Barcelona is really, really, really busy.
Yeah.
It's like Barcelona is like Walt Disney World for adults.
Oh, so it's busy,
It's busy. It's busy.
Okay.
And it's not Madrid because Madrid is the same thing. So it's more southern Spain, where it's more tropical.
Okay.
And I could live on the montaña, and I could look down into the pueblo, and I could go down and have cafecito.
Oh, that's so
and shop whatever I need,
nice.
and go back up to my little mountain.
It's so peaceful.
Not even a big house, just a decent little house.
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
That's all you need.
That's all
That's
I
all
need.
you need.
And little goats walking around, and me with a big cane, so I can feel like Moses.
There you go. There you go. I would love that as well. I'm sure if I go, I'll love it the same way you do. My heart's in Puerto Rico. So I don't know. I'm trying to convince my wife. I was trying to convince her a few years back. I'm like, hey, let's sell everything and just go over there, and I'll sell pinchos on the beach or something. I don't care.
We'll
Pinchos
figure
or
it
lejos.
out.
Pinchos or lejos.
Hey, whatever gets that meat up there. Just kidding.
You ever been to Puerto Rico?
No, I haven't.
So never, never, ever buy pinchos off the road in Puerto Rico. Like, if someone's
Why?
selling pinchos off the road, like you're driving
Don't
on the road.
buy them.
It might be iffy. It might be an iffy thing.
Well, I mean,
You're
just
teaching me something. And now I'm a little worried.
You don't know
'cause
about that?
I didn't know about that. I always actually.
Yeah, there was a
Did
time.
you buy them off the road
I
before?
have. They told me it was either tiburón or maybe it wasn't a shark meat.
Oh man,
There was a time in Puerto Rico
I don't know what kind of meat you had.
where
It
it,
tasted
was
good.
actually dog
Oh,
or a cat.
well, I've
Yeah.
heard about.
Yeah.
I mean, this.
I've known this since '85.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
So those were the stories we heard.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not saying it's 100% accurate.
Okay.
But these are the stories that we heard. Like,
Yeah.
never buy from the
Yeah.
guy down the on the road.
well, I mean, for me, I've heard the tacos in Mexico that some are dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
So
like
you
if
gotta
you
be
buy
careful where you
an Asian,
buy.
Chinese restaurant,
You might be in a cat.
you see a cat one day and the cat's gone the next
It's
day.
gone. Yeah. You know who it is?
You may question Chinese food even here because I have a friend that does. What is it? Picks up the dump, the trash. What is it?
What are we doing?
Anyhow, he says
He's a garbage truck.
his route, garbage truck.
Garbage.
His route in Chinatown is the only place anywhere in the Chicagoland area he'll never see a rat.
That's crazy.
I
I don't know
mean,
if
Because
it's
this
a
is
lie.
Chicago.
Yeah.
We see rats.
that chicken do be questionable. I will say that.
But they be seasoning those rats really good.
I mean, good enough for us to go back.
You like
so,
that orange chicken?
like, it's good enough for us to know, like, we're sitting there eating our food, and in the back of our mind, we hear that little voice saying, "You know, you might be eating rat."
No, that's the Asian
Cat.
guy behind you telling you you might.
Probably.
That is rats.
It is
That good for you.
rats. But hey, it is
cat
what
or
it
dog
is. God knows what
Every
we've had.
race got their own thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's your time there. So what about your 20s? What did your 20s look like? I know you went to college.
Went to college.
You got married.
Got married.
You got a house.
Got a house
Was the house in Chicago?
in Chicago.
Okay.
Oh no, I take that back. It was in Lockport, not too
Oh,
far from
Lockport.
Joliet.
Okay.
familiar.
Not in Chicago whatsoever.
No.
No, not at all. This is nowhere near.
That's like people saying, I'm from Chicago.
No, they're not. They're
I'm
no.
from Berwyn.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
It's not far. It's close to.
Right.
It's not far.
Then I don't even like people saying they're from Elmo Park. I don't care if it's across the street from Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
You from Elmo Park, bro.
Yeah.
You across the street.
Yeah, there's only certain areas in Chicago that you can say you're from Chicago. Like, yeah, if you pass
yeah,
those,
Chicago.
yeah, just Chicago. But
Chicago.
you know,
So, got the house in Lockport. Any kids with that marriage?
No kids. Married 8 years. I made a promise to my ex-wife's parents that she would finish school, and that everyone immediately thought, "Why are you getting married so young, so quick? There has to be. She's pregnant. She's pregnant." I'm like, no, it's not that she's pregnant. We just want to get married, so we didn't have kids. So
it like, I mean, you just said that for her to finish school. So once she finished school,
the conversation of having kids, yes, yeah,
and
it just never happened. So
okay,
I think
it was
God had
meant to
plans.
be. Yeah, it was meant to be that
He
way.
knew the direction I was going to
He's
life.
like, something's
Yeah.
about to happen.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say that because we know that serving God, He
It's
doesn't
not
want
his
us to
plan.
continue.
That's not definitely not in his plan. But we have free will.
Yes.
And I learned something
Yeah.
about free will today. They wrote it down. There was one of the guys that I was talking to in the lobby. He said, what's your soul? I'm like, my soul's inside of me. Okay, that's your soul. It could be your spirit and whatnot too.
Yeah.
But what's a soul? What does it come to be? And he says your mind, your will, and your emotion. And that's what God wants. He wants your mind, your will, and your emotions. But that's also what the enemy wants. He wants your mind, your will, and emotions. As you guys know, I was going through something. So he's like, don't let the enemy gain your soul, which is your mind, your will, and your emotions.
Love that.
Yeah,
That's really good.
very
Because
powerful.
sometimes we have our mind, we have our will, but our emotions are
Everywhere else, but
gone.
yeah,
Gone.
yeah, anger, sadness, all kinds of
All
things.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So no kids with her, and then you start working where?
So I was at LaSalle Bank. That's where I started my career in banking. Definitely moved around a couple banks throughout the years. I was blessed to have great leaders that helped mentor me and teach me and help get me to that next level. When I got married and I realized, hey, I can't finish school because of all the responsibilities I just added on to myself, I sat down with a manager and I said, hey, I want to get to your position someday. What do I need to do to get there?
Yeah.
And she said, if you're serious enough, I'll help you. And started showing up before everyone, leaving after everyone, and I was blessed and started following a few other managers that went to other banks. So part-time teller, went to full-time teller, personal banker, senior banker, small business banker, assistant manager, branch manager. And when you start as a branch manager, you have like an officer title.
Yeah.
That just basically means that the size of the branch that you're managing. So I went from officer, AVP, VP. At VP, my next role would have been a district sales leader, basically, running a territory of branches.
Yeah.
It was challenging because at that point I realized, you know what, you need to go back to school because now you're competing with those that are in the same level as you are.
Got to know that math,
Yeah.
bro. You gotta know
The
that
math was on point. The math was on point.
Yeah,
I was
but
able to
having
manage
that education.
that education. Just it makes it more marketable, right?
Yeah,
You're
for
going into
sure.
leadership, and they're like, hey.
Yeah.
But I reached a point as well that, I went back to my father and said, Pops, I want to do something outside of banking. I want to own my own business. I'm tired of making them rich. I thought my goal was to continue to work my way up in the corporate world. But as you're get evolving into new roles, leadership, the conversations are a lot more different. And, I don't need anyone to pat me on the back to say I did a good job. But I had one senior leader that every time we would finish off the quarter, we would always exceed our goals. And his conversation with us was, hey, you get to keep your job. And I'm like, I don't want to be threatened all the time.
Yeah.
So I got tired of feeling that now they had more control. And that's
Yeah.
where it created the desire to want to be an entrepreneur and own my own business.
Yeah.
But he said it as a joke, or he said that?
No, that
as-
was serious.
Yeah.
That was serious.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a way for them to remind you.
I remember
where you
things
are.
have changed. Now
Yeah.
you have HR more involved. Things are a little bit more different.
Yeah.
And some people still get away with certain things like that, but it was crazy. And then you would have 3 to 5 conference calls a day just to report your production.
Yeah.
And then it got intense. I said, if I'm going to do that for someone else, I'd rather do it for
For
you.
yourself.
And so I said, Dad, what can I do? Don't tell me real estate, because that's what he did. So he said, look into insurance. I'm like,
Yeah.
why insurance? I know nothing about it. He said, I feel like it'll be an easy transition for you.
So that is. You might want to tell her to stop talking.
Hey Google, stop.
I thought you had another bathroom break. I'm like, what's going on?
It caught your voice talking, right? Because you were talking and the time went off. It thought you were asking for something.
All right. I'm like, man, what am I doing wrong?
It's freaking AI, bro.
You asked for a story time, apparently.
AI takes like
Over everything. Huh?
yeah, bro.
That was hilarious.
But yeah, that's what happened. My dad said, hey, look at insurance. I decided to look into it and started my journey there. And that was in 07. So I didn't take that leap of faith till 2012 when you and I met, right around that timing.
And going back to when you asked him, what was his reason to
For
go to
insurance?
insurance?
He said that it's a great business model. He felt it would be an easy transition for me. He felt that on the insurance side of things, if you have a book of clients and every time they renew their policy, you get what they call residual income. So
Okay.
he said that's a great business model where if you build a nice size book of business, you help
Yeah.
retain your clients, you treat them right, then they'll continue to work with you. Then you still make money no matter what. So, where on the real estate side, it's more transactional. Sometimes clients come back.
Yeah, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't. So
You've been doing that for how long now?
4 years now.
4 years. 4 years all in.
All in, yeah. I've been licensed on the insurance side since 2007 when I looked into that opportunity. Didn't practice it until I took the full leap in 2012.
Okay.
With that journey, I went to a company that had a specific program. They had specific requirements. I didn't meet those requirements, so they didn't allow me to continue that path in having the insurance agency.
Okay.
I still had that desire, that passion, that
Yeah.
fire. So Pastor Ken, who I mentioned early on, who's a mentor to me and a great brother, I shared with him the opportunity as well that I was looking at. He pursued that and was able to open up his agency. So I was able to work for him for a little bit. And I tried, 2012 was when I first started, tried again 2015, 17, 19, I got the green light to move forward. November 2020, we opened the doors. And
That's amazing.
so,
So just perseverance. You kept trying. You
Kept
didn't
trying.
give up. You didn't give up.
yeah.
Because a lot of people, I think that's one of the biggest problems is like they try and they fail and that's it. They don't want to try again. But you just kept pushing and pushing. So now you
Well, I kept telling myself what every parent tells their children. It's something my mom and my dad would say. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So just keep fighting if that's what you really want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really great advice. You had
you.
really great parents, it shows.
Thank you. Very blessed, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Fortunately, they divorced when we were young, but we still made it work.
Yeah.
Be connected, and I was blessed with amazing step parents as well. So,
Yeah. That's awesome. I think having the full support, full circle, you have your mom and dad, but then you also have stepmom and stepdad.
yes.
And having their support and their love is also very important. And you can give that to your children, and your children will be able to give that to their grandchildren.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So has there been any pitfalls in this walk right now that you're doing?
Oh yeah, big time, big time. As I share with you, my journey was with a specific company. I just want to remain with them nameless for now, but that started in 2012, and I shared how I got
Yeah.
to the opportunity where God opened that door for me, and it was crazy because many were like, "Jason, you're going to open up a business during the pandemic?
Yeah.
Like,
COVID.
why?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
God, he opened the door for me, so it's now I'm going to walk through it.
Yeah.
If sometimes we question why, but I know that if he's allowing that opportunity to happen now,
Yeah.
he knows my walk with this. He knows that my desire that I've been wanting to do this. They had specific requirements. So I've been an insurance agent, insurance business owner for 4 years. But when it comes to that, you get contracted for that company. So whoever you're representing.
Yeah.
As I shared, I represent now American Family, so I have a contract with them.
Okay.
The contract I had at that time was a 1-year temporary contract. So what they were looking at is recruitment, leadership, and production.
Yeah.
They felt that our production wasn't there
Okay.
to sustain it long term.
Yeah.
We felt otherwise because we opened up during a pandemic. So naturally, when we first got the doors open, it was a slow process. And we had a lot of challenges against us, meaning like we signed a lease in August. I was trying to do, we did a full build out in the storefront that we had.
Okay.
And man, the enemy was really against us.
It was real nice too.
Yeah.
I was there for the opening.
Yeah,
it
you
was
were.
really nice. Yeah.
Thank you for making it.
Wish I would have been there, but
I mean, people were telling us, they were like, "Well, we don't know if that's an office or if that's a cafe or a nightclub."
It was
'cause
nice. It was
nice.
nice. Even his office was nice.
Yeah.
we spent a lot of money, and it took time to get it going. And the city it was in gave us such a hard time just to get the permits and get everything going. So everything was against us.
Yeah.
Although we opened doors November 2020, we couldn't actually get into our office till January 1st or the first week of January.
Yeah.
Just everything was against us. So we finally got it open. Business wasn't as fast growing as we liked, but towards the end, we were doing really, really well. To the point that my team and my wife and I thought we earned that contract.
Yeah.
So I remember going to the meeting with the leadership at that company, and they're like, "Well, you're closing doors November 2021."
Oh my, what?
And I'm like, "What? Why?" And they shared with me their feedback. We don't feel like you were able to, bring enough business. I'm like, "Hey, man, we didn't have a fast start, but we're turning things around."
Yeah.
The worst thing was going back to the office and having my team waiting for us there, waiting
Yeah.
for me to walk in and share the news. And they're like, "So we got it?" And I'm like, "No." And so naturally, everyone was emotional about it. And me having the good heart that I have, I'm like, "Hey, listen, I'm going to find you guys somewhere to be.
Yeah.
Give me at least another couple weeks. I'll keep you on payroll." And so I found each of them a job because of my banking background. I was able to get 2 team members into a bank, and then
Okay.
the other 2 team members, I got them with another insurance agency. And then I remember my wife and I, we were at the office, we're clearing everything out. And naturally, I just fell on my knees in tears. I'm telling my
course.
wife, I'm like, I don't understand. Like, we
Yeah.
opened the doors thinking that this was what God wanted for us. We finally got this opportunity. And why? And my wife, I give women credit all the time, the backbone, she's strong. She's like, "You better get up right now."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Our journey hasn't ended." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm going back. I had a job lined up with another bank, giving me a base salary close to $100,000.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, you don't want to go back to that. You know you don't like that. You weren't happy there."
Yeah.
So God did open the doors for a reason. You may have to wear a different jersey, but you're going to still continue this. So I'm like, "Okay, are you sure?" And my wife later told me, she's like, "When you asked me that,"
She wasn't
she's
sure.
like, "I wanted to tell you no."
She's like, no.
But I trust in him.
Yeah.
And I know that where your heart's at and what you, and
She trusted you.
yeah, it was
trusted you.
hard. So we started what they call a scratch agency.
Okay.
So as Carlos shared, I mean, we spent a lot of money on this office. We spent a lot of money on payroll. We spent a lot of money buying internet leads to help drive, business in. It's because my strength was community, but everything was closed, and I couldn't get
Yeah.
out there and network and do
Yeah.
everything that I love.
Yeah.
So it was rough. We spent everything that we had. We poured into it. So I'm starting all over again and scratch.
That's scratch.
And then I lost my referral partners. They were sending me business because what ended up happening is, so let's say if you a client, when they have a household relationship with them, with an insurance company, what that means is they have their auto, their home,
Yeah.
life, or whatever policies they have. So when the company canceled my contract, they split client households. So meaning if they had 2 or 3 autos with me and a home, they put the home with one insurance agent and the autos with another agent. So imagine you refer this client to me, you're a
Yeah.
mortgage lender, a real estate agent, and now your client's calling you say, "Hey, Jason is no longer in the business. And my policies, I don't even know where they're at."
Yeah.
So they're calling me like, "Yo, what happened?
Yeah.
Why'd you close shop? Why didn't you tell us?" And I started reaching out to everybody else.
Reached out to me.
Yeah.
I was like, "What?" I was like, "What do you mean? We just opened. What are you talking about?"
We were just at your grand
Yeah, we
opening.
just started grand opening. Everybody was there. We
Yeah.
had everybody from church there, friends and
Yes.
family. Everybody. It was a big one.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "No,
Yeah.
no." But you did switch me to somebody else, Ryan Wiley. Shout out to Ryan. He's still my agent.
He's a great
my
guy.
agent.
He's a great guy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dude. He helps me out so much in a lot of things.
I love that. Love that. He's a great
Yeah.
guy. Yeah. So I tried my best, but
Yeah.
we so now at that point I had to gain new referral partners. So I was starting all over again. It was crazy, but God, He's a faithful God. I mean, He's so amazing. So He allowed us to make that step. He allowed us to continue to fight. He allowed us to have success that first year, even as a scratch agency, to the point that my wife and I were celebrating our 10-year anniversary, and we qualified for the company trip, which was to Hawaii.
Nice.
And the trip was the week of our anniversary.
Let's go. Let's
So
go.
look
to
at
God.
that.
Yeah.
Look at God work.
Yes,
You
yes.
said, oh,
it was
you're going to
beautiful.
go and have your little
Yeah.
vacation on your anniversary.
Yeah, so, my wife and I, when we got married, we had a little city hall marriage thing. So we decided to do a vow renewal, and that was our honeymoon. We never had one.
beautiful.
So
You never
A
had
vow
one.
renewal was just like
10-year,
just you two.
just us two. Yeah.
I was about to say something. Put the camera on me. Please. Put the camera on me. Thank you very much. I didn't get invited to that. So,
Like, let me just
but
reiterate.
He just said it was just them
Oh,
two.
no.
Okay.
I don't want to get you upset.
Let me
but
reiterate.
we did have
I did
it
not get
with
invited.
we did have something very small. We did have something.
So he had something.
Yes.
He had something, but you
And
weren't.
Urel didn't even tell me
You
either because I know
weren't
Urel was there.
He was there. That's my amazing brother-in-law.
Aw.
For those that, what was he talking about?
Urel,
Yeah.
That's funny.
But God is amazing, and He allowed that to happen.
Yeah,
And,
of course.
As I shared, Pastor Ken was my mentor, and we start our day with prayer in our office, and then we lead into our focus. And
I'm sorry. Was Pastor Ken there?
No.
Okay, good.
Oh,
I was
because
like, that's some beef, bro. That's some beef.
that would have
He
been
was
a
already in
hit.
Florida, bro.
He may have still been, well, yeah, I think he was in
Don't be
Florida.
lying to me, bro.
He wasn't there, but I don't know if he was in Florida. already.
Don't forget that there's
Yeah.
Facebook evidence
Right?
nowadays
Yeah,
that
there
they
is. You
could
can
go
find
back
it.
to
You
the
can find it.
pictures
Yeah.
and find
definitely
out.
playing
Wait, who was
Certain way.
there?
Let's see. Let's go check.
Sorry, as you were saying, I'm sorry for cutting you. I just
No,
want to
no,
make sure that other people were there other than Urel. Because he's your
Pastor Ken.
brother-in-law, so I see it. I could,
But Pastor Ken did teach us a lot, and that's what
Yeah.
we've kind of led with our office. For those, and it was something that was hard to make because I'm thinking my background in leadership was in corporate, and we have to make sure corporate tells you, hey, don't talk about certain things in the workplace.
Yeah.
But in our office, I said no. He blessed us. He allowed it to happen. So
Yeah.
any non-believer that happens to work with us, they have the right to step away during
of
prayer.
course.
But
Yeah.
doors always welcome. And so,
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
awesome. So that's now you're with this new company.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing great.
thankfully, yes.
Amen.
We've had some struggles.
Okay.
2024 was rough.
Yeah.
But as I share, God always provides. 2024, we're seeing a lot since the pandemic till now in the insurance world. A lot of companies today are taking rate increase, and so it makes it hard as far as retention and things like that. But we're still in a position to keep the doors open. We just made 3 years with them.
Yeah.
So
So someone coming into this, what kind of advice would you give them?
definitely seek advice, right? Seek someone that's in that space, gain some wisdom from them. I always recommend now more than ever, even consider going part-time with them so you can learn more about it. There's licenses that are required. Obtain the license, learn the business, have a good business plan, save some money because you're going to go through some periods that are going to be a little rough. And,
for sure.
if you have a good mentor or mentor, a good plan, have that money saved. Someone asked me once, what do you recommend? At a minimum, I would say save 6 months of your expenses currently and factor in what your new expenses may be.
Yeah.
Depending, are you going to have a storefront? Are you not?
It just
Budget
all
everything in
depends on the
and work on
budget.
that. Yeah.
I like that you said mentor.
Yes.
I believe that if you're going to get into any business, you should have a mentor.
Absolutely.
Someone that has done this before, someone that has fallen into the pitfalls,
Yes.
but they knew how to get themselves out.
Yes.
What do you believe on mentors?
I'm a firm believer on that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you ask someone who's your mentor, immediately for those that love their parents, it would refer to them. But no,
Yeah.
we're talking about someone outside your parents.
Outside.
Because even your parents, if you go to them and you say, hey, I want to start a business, if they're not in that space,
Yeah,
they're going
they
to tell you,
don't.
no, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Not local.
They're going to be afraid because
Yes.
they never
Yeah.
took the chance,
Right.
Yeah.
right? That's the big fear
Yes.
with people is like they have their 9 to 5, they know they're going to get that check on
They're
Friday,
comfortable.
so they don't want to risk it.
Right.
But if you want something more, look at this camera. If you want something more, can you switch that camera, please? What are you doing? Eating something? What's going on?
I got a pee.
I didn't hear the siren.
We didn't hear the siren, bro. Sorry, as Gregory
bring
has
that
to
cafe when you're
pee
done?
every 5 minutes.
I think we drank too much water.
And I totally forgot what my point was going to be. Was going to be good too.
It was a coffee.
Oh, it was a coffee.
Jesus Christ. I'm like looking at this like, why is the camera not switching?
I know.
So this is what happens on podcasts when people drink coffee or water
Or
too much.
water. Or no
I think my
breaks.
point was going to be is to have a good mentor.
Yeah.
And they could lead you in the right ways like that. You don't fall into those pitfalls, and you don't make the mistakes. They could teach you. You're still gonna make mistakes, but they could teach you the mistakes that you don't have to make.
Yeah.
Because you have that mentor.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. I have one to this day, and I continue. And sometimes those mentors don't have to be someone you physically talk to.
Yeah.
You know, it could be someone you follow on a podcast, like
Yeah.
from Flava, or
Could take
whatever,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But they're sharing content. They're sharing things that are going to help you, and you want to always continue to find that mentor. And sometimes that mentor may be a mentor for a season because now you reached a certain point now that you need someone that's going
Yeah.
to take you to that next level.
To the next level. Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to my mentor. There's actually two: one spiritually and one in business. Of course, Pastor David. Thank you for today as well. And Ron Martinez. He's actually a mentor of mine. He's actually a lot younger than me. A lot younger than me. He's
so
in his
interesting.
30s now. I'm 51, but this guy has done business great. He's a great entrepreneur, and by the time he was 27, I believe, he was retired.
Oh wow.
Wow,
Retired himself.
love it.
He's back into
I
business.
would see why he's your mentor.
Not because he needs money, it's because someone went and looked for him to help him, the other guy, in the business. So they called Ron up and said,
Okay.
"Hey, can you help us out?" And Ron said, "Yeah." He was doing it for free for like 2 years. The guy was growing and growing his business and growing, and they said, "Man, I can't let Ron go."
Yeah.
So they offered him a salary, and Ron, being the businessman that he is, he said, "No, I want a percentage of the company."
Smart.
Very smart.
And now he owns.
He has equity.
He has
Yeah.
equity. He owns.
Yeah.
Awesome guy.
Smart man. Yeah.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Shouts out. I want to discount on the next chat advice. Go ahead.
But I love that you touched on the fact that he's younger, because someone that might be older may look at someone and say, well, I can't respect this person because of the age, and not
Yeah.
realizing the experience that person gained. Because you may be older, but if you weren't in that space where that person might have gotten into it before you.
Yeah, for
know,
sure. Yeah, my mentor's younger than me too.
All right.
Yeah, and he's my boss at the
Awesome.
same time. So, shout out Tom Self, and his mom. His mom is also my mentor. She's taken me under her wing. I call her Mama Laura now. But yeah, they're amazing mentors, and I think that that's what has helped me, like with my goals, having someone that has achieved their goals and their goal is to help others. So having that mentorship is definitely very important. I agree.
So Jason, I also know this because I found out extremely late. Jason don't talk to me, man. He just don't talk to me.
He don't
He
keep you in
disappears,
his
and once the
he
name
don't
pops
keep you in his
up,
messages.
Hey, I'm opening another business. Okay, I'm showing up. All right, support you. Okay, cool. But Jason is also a podcaster. What's that?
I guess so. I guess
You,
so.
are, you have a podcast. So how can you not be?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the way, because I had someone reach out to me this past week, and he wants to lead into go into podcasts, and he's like, hey, I want to pick your brain on things. And I'm like, well, and my intent is not to, I guess, I'm leveraging the podcast platform to promote our nonprofit.
Yeah.
We have a nonprofit called Don't Limit Your Identity Foundation. My goal is not really to, I'm not against it wherever God wants it to go.
Yeah.
But I wasn't looking to use it as that type of platform to increase followings, to increase, to make it a living. I know some people make it a living.
Yeah.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it can go that direction, great, but it's not
Yeah.
my intent.
But it's not.
My
I'll
intent
talk
is to
all day for $1 billion.
Yeah.
Man.
Won't shut me up.
But it's the stories behind it,
Yeah.
and that's what I love about it. And it's more because I'm trying to make, and there's intention behind the guests that I have to make sure it ties into my beliefs and what I want to do with it and so on. But yes, it's more for the foundation to promote it. Like recently I had someone on there as a guest sharing on her nonprofit, because all of this led from my youngest daughter, Jaylani, and putting me in a position to get out of my comfort zone, to create video content for her that led into it becoming my ministry, allowing me to help men primarily. I lost count how many men reached out to me, sadly, with the intent of taking their life. And by God's grace, these men are still here. God allow us to connect, but I'm also looking for more ways to provide resource to those that are battling something like that. Because each of them prayed with them, met with them. Some in other states that I couldn't meet with them, but prayed, during the phone conversation. But I bought them all the book, The Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren, and it's a great book.
It's in the Audible. Is it on Audible?
I believe it is. I bought them the hard copy.
Okay.
But and it's intended to. It's not meant to read like multiple chapters. It's built by a certain amount of days. I think it's like 40-some days.
Okay.
And each day you read that chapter basically.
Yeah.
To the point where I had one gentleman that reached out to me because when I would go to New Life Covenant, where you and I went, I always record the worship team when they're singing. And I remember one day I go to work, and this guy, he's a non-believer. He says he's an atheist. And he said, "Hey, Jay, I'm watching your Snapchat, and it looks like you're at a concert every Sunday." I said, "I am." So what do you mean you are? "I know you're a man of faith. You're at church, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "How can that be a concert?" I said, "Why couldn't it be a concert?"
Yeah.
We're glorifying God. We're celebrating. We're surrendering everything that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
He's like, "Is that why you have your hands in the air?" I said, "You better believe it." So then one day, I guess it created that curiosity. And he reaches out to me. He says, "Jay, I know that you're a man of faith, so I'm going to ask you, what book do you recommend?" And don't say the Bible. "That I should read that's going to help me kind of understand what you believe in."
Yeah.
So I got him the book, The Purpose Driven Life. Months later, he reaches out to me. He says, "You knew what you were doing." He sounded kind of upset. I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
He said, "In that book, it had scriptures. So it forced me to get the Bible." So now years later, he calls me. He said, "Jay, you're going to be happy." I go, "Why?" He said, "I've been going to church." I said, "Oh, that's awesome." He said, "Man, you did something for me." And I said, "No, I can't take credit. That's God." We connected, but God uses people for a reason, and he used me to help you for whatever at this given moment. And he's like, "Yeah, now I'm dating someone. We're engaged, and we're both going to church." So it's a great book. If you haven't read it, I encourage you to. And but that was my to-go to. And I bring it up because that's why I had this guest on my podcast recently, because she leads with providing resource for those that are battling suicide. And I've had people in my life that are near and dear to my heart who have considered it, even myself at one point, because I went through a dark path.
Jason, that's where I was at. If you think about it, that weekend that I went to the men's retreat,
I remember.
that was the weekend I was supposed to take my life. I planned it all out.
Wow.
So you're doing great things.
God, thank you. Yeah.
It's God, but you're open to it.
Yeah.
You have to be open to
If
him
you're
in
not
order
open
do
to it, you don't receive the
Yes.
message.
Yes. So that's where, like with the podcast, even that was, I put it in prayer and I said, "God, wherever you want this to go."
Yeah.
I looked at my path as a business owner, having the insurance agency, but I'm not against that if God wants this to take it to another level, like you said, where it could create that stream of income. Because one of the prayers I have is allow me to gain the riches, but so I could bless others
So you
out
can
there.
share. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we can do for one another is once we have it and we attain it, we share it. We
Right.
don't just keep it for ourselves. You know?
Yes.
So last question.
Yep.
Chicago Bears? I'm just kidding.
You're going there again?
We didn't learn the first.
So where can they find that YouTube page?
So it's Don't Limit Your Identity. You can look it up on YouTube.
Limit Your Identity.
If you wanted to visit our website, it's www.don'tlimityouridenty.com. And there you'll see a little bit more about
And
us.
your businesses?
The insurance side is dreamprotectorsinsurance.com.
Dream Protectors Insurance.
And we're American Family Agency out in Elgin, Illinois. We're licensed in Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, Florida, and Arizona. So we could help in different states.
Different states. That's really
You
good.
have an Instagram page.
I do. It's J. El Maestro Alicea. And then there's also a Don't Limit Your Identity one as well.
Okay, cool. Now, two more before we end it.
Okay.
One, because I just got to hear it. You start off your video saying something. Every video. And I get a kick out of it every time you do it. So
Well, it's funny because there's some that refer to me as Mr. Good Morning. So,
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Good morning.
yeah. So
Can you do
ready?
that for the viewers?
All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Every morning.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Love
if you
it.
had a superpower, what would it be?
What would it be if I had a superpower? That's a great question. Just to be able to bless others, man. Honestly, I'm a big believer in that. I hate seeing someone go through a battle, and if I could spark life into them and I could bless them some way, somehow. So that I wish that power to be just to kind of be a genie in a bottle or whatever. You know, what's your wish, and I could grant it.
I'm just thinking about the
Glorify
song now,
God.
bro. I'm just thinking about
Yeah.
the song
That
now.
would be an amazing. That would be so
I'm just genie in
cool.
the bottle.
That would be an amazing superpower,
right?
actually, to
Just
be
to
a
be able to bless
genie,
someone.
be like
Yeah.
a genie in a bottle. That's so cool.
And then hopefully with that, it takes them to a direction that they can
Yeah.
continue to pay it forward.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any questions, Liz?
Dang, the one that I had totally just flew out the window. I would say, what is your advice like for the Latinos, the Latino household? Do you have any advice for them? You know, we're not big believers on insurance. I'm sure you know that. A lot of us, we're not big believers in insurance, but what would be some advice that you would give?
I would say, you know, I appreciate that. That's a great question. And that question for me is, if you were to ask me to, like, what's your favorite insurance product that you have to help, is life insurance. And it's because I see what life insurance could do for someone. Number one, you want to protect yourself, and you want to make sure you have the proper protection. And it's like, you know, you don't know what you don't know. And if you were to connect with an insurance agent that understands how to lead with education and provide you the right protection, it could avoid a lot of things. Like sometimes people don't even realize that if you don't have the right protection, it could lead to your garnishing your wages from your checks. It could lead to a lien on your property. It could lead into just anything, a lawsuit. And with the life insurance side, because of my upbringing and sadly seeing a lot of people pass in my life, I've seen what it could do for those that have it.
Yeah.
Which I believe life insurance is the gift of love. You love your loved ones so much, you want to remove that burden.
Yeah.
And you want to provide nothing but options for them. So with that, just seek advice, find out what insurance protection you have right now. How is it going to protect you in the event that something should happen? Because I've had people say, well, I'm a great driver. And I say, I'm not concerned about you. I'm concerned about the other person.
Yeah.
And we're seeing things today that it's frightening to the point where, just to give you a quick example, if you rear end someone, you're responsible for that accident. You're considered at fault for it.
Yeah.
Just asked that question.
Yeah,
to
we
Riz,
did.
the
To
lawyer when he was
Riz,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we would be considered at fault.
And we're seeing cases now where if you don't have that front camera, people intentionally are backing into you. So that way they could put the claim against you. Oh, wow. And so it's scary.
I think there was a video on TikTok that went famous. I think there was of like 3 people in a car, and they just stopped, and the lady behind them she's freaking out. She hit them, you know.
Right.
But yeah, it's
I had a client just this past week said I was honking the horn, Jay. I'm letting them know, trying to create that awareness.
yeah.
The person got out the vehicle, took pictures of their car, and took off. So I said, do you have a camera to
What?
show that proof? Because now it's based
Yeah,
on...
it's hearsay.
Yeah.
And then they have a picture
Right.
with a timestamp. Me and timestamps. I'm always big on timestamps.
And if I could
tell you
even
this,
add,
they
just
save
for
you.
auto insurance, maybe this attorney shared as well, but every state has a minimum requirement on insurance coverage.
Yeah.
Illinois is 25, 50, 25. The first 25, 50 covers bodily injury. So if I hit this vehicle, and they come out yelling my neck and my back, and you're thinking about the movie Friday.
No, I'm thinking about a song.
A song?
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I should know better, right?
Just me, help me, Lord.
You are a promoter, and you know that industry well.
Yeah.
But if they come out yelling my neck and back,
Yeah.
it could be a lot more. So what does that mean? 25,000 per person, maximum 50,000 per occurrence. I recently did a presentation at a bank, and this gentleman starts laughing. I'm like, do you mind me asking why you're laughing? I know insurance is not sexy. It's boring. And
Yeah.
what did you find humorous from my conversation here? He said, Jay, I was involved in an accident a year ago. I have neck injury. The total cost was $175,000. His insurance paid $25,000. We're in court for I could get the other $150,000. Chances are we're going to put a lien on their home and garnish their wages. Oh. So imagine that. Oh. So I said 25, 50, 25. The other 25 leads into property damage. Property damage is you hit this vehicle. Now, many could agree that are watching this, see Teslas on the road. Look up vehicles. I mean, they're costly. It's more than $25,000. So my question to my client is, in the event of an accident, who do you want to pay for the loss?
Yeah.
You or us? Well, you, por eso pago por seguro. A ti, señor Jason. Okay, then let's get the right coverage. Because if not, you're going to be stuck paying the rest. If you want the state minimum requirement, state minimum is just $25,000. That's just licensed to drive on the road.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful. There's certain insurance companies out there, especially the Latino community. They want to go for the cheapest.
Yeah.
And sometimes the cheapest
And we
is
don't
not going
get
to pay
educated
out.
on
Yes.
we don't get educated on it enough. We don't ask the right questions. We just, okay, whatever, we'll pay as long as it's cheap, you know, but then we come finding out that no, if they don't pay for it, it's going to come out of your pocket. But we don't have $20,000 laying around,
Exactly.
And then life insurance, I think also and I'm glad you touched on it, because a lot of us, we don't have life insurance. And then when something happens, guess what we have? GoFundMe. We're over there trying to, get other people to help us. And it's like, what are we doing? And it's not taught enough. Like life insurance is just, and especially in the Latino Mexican households, we just don't talk about it. My dad, actually, I'm really glad that he's educating himself on, Bitcoin and all that good stuff. Like he's going a little far out with that, but he got a life insurance policy. And my brothers were at first like, well, why would you do that? Like, is something going to happen to you? And he's like, no, I just want to make sure that you guys can take care of me and not worry about having to ask other people for money.
Don't put me in a cardboard box, please. Please don't put me in a cardboard box.
Yeah. But it's creating that generational wealth. And if you say, well, we don't come from that wealthy family, well, then maybe it's time to make that change.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can, and I know I'm worth more dead than alive right now. So, because I believe firmly in it. And that's one thing about me is that whatever I share with anyone, I have to believe in it. I've had someone say, hey, Jay, you love sales and you could sell ice to an Eskimo. And I said, well, you're comparing me to a con artist, and that I'm not.
Yeah, no.
Whatever I share with you, that is something I believe in.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that right now when you answered it, like, no, I'm explaining how you would explain it to the person that you're making the sale to. Right. You touch base on why it matters to get that extra coverage, or why it matters to spend that little bit of extra money, but you're covered. Right. So you don't just, no, this is a sale, you actually care.
Yes.
And that's what matters. And I think that's what's going to really help.
Thank you.
Help stay up
Definitely
there.
do. That's one thing I tell people all the time is just, and I want to change that. And that's why the Don't Limit Your Identity Foundation, we're going to go to the youth. We're going to work with fifth graders all the way to senior year to teach these things that they're not teaching in the schools, to help them avoid the things that, we touched on mentor, right? The mentor is going to teach you how to avoid those things.
Yeah.
So my goal is to definitely do that, teach them about that, about the basics of banking and how to avoid making the banks richer by not paying these overdraft fees and all this other stuff that no one taught us.
Yeah.
Same thing with life insurance. How is it going to protect your family? Not just cover the burial, but leave something for them to put them in a good place. And I had someone recently ask me, Jason, what's the best life insurance policy? I'm like, the one you have. Because if you don't have one, then what does it matter?
What does it matter? Yeah. So, at least as long as you have one.
Have one in place.
Have one in place.
Because life insurance in itself, there's many of us in that space that focus on a specific life insurance, because there's several options that they have. There's term, there's permanent life insurance, there's IUL, and this and that. I always tell them, what do you want to accomplish? Before we talk about any life insurance product, talk to me. Let's figure out what your overall need is. And then from there, I'm going to customize a plan based on your budget. And then from there, we work it through.
I love that.
It's not that mine is the best way and that one's the bad way. No, if you feel more comfortable with that, by all means. Like, I don't sell life insurance to be used as an investment vehicle. If you want to make investments, look into investment options. Sit down with a financial advisor, talk about that option. Or if you want to look into real estate space, there's a lot of other ways. But use it for what you want it to do, and we'll figure that out. And from there, work on a plan to help you out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah, of course.
Good question. You're doing good. Celia would be proud of you, girl.
She would be proud.
So, Jason, Alicia, I want to say thank you for coming down
Thank you.
to the Flava Podcast.
Thank you for having me. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
thank
It was a joy to be here with both of you.
Yes, thank you.
And because you came down to the Flava Podcast. Jason,
Yes, sir. Yes.
you have flavor.
Oh,
Got the flavor.
I was wondering where this was going.
You got the flavor.
Thank you. Are you going to play that adobo song that our famous lion played at one point?
Adobo. He actually said I could use his music.
Hey, you should have that.
You
got
never know. I'm like,
permission.
I'm really gonna use it, bro.
Yeah, you should. It has a little click to it. So.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a joy to be here.
Liz,
Yes.
Cameron, Liz, and Suli. No camera on Suli right now. I'm sorry she's not here.
Yes.
But we want to say thank you, and we want to say thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
For sharing, because
My pleasure.
someone needs to hear that point, and someone needs to hear your younger days as well.
Yes. They get to know the real you.
That no matter what you went through from the beginning to now, there's always hope and there's always victory.
Yeah.
And I think you're achieving victory. And there's greater things out there too.
Thank you. Appreciate that. You're welcome. Thank you. It's been a joy. I love this. A lot of things that I didn't expect to happen, and it was fun. This and that, right?
This and that.
But thank you guys. A true honor and a blessing to be here. And I wish nothing but blessings for your podcast. And may it continue to
you.
grow and God always be in the center of it.
Yes. Amen.
So this is your boy Los LOS and
Liz.
oh, he changed it good. He did a good job this time. All right, cool.
I didn't do that.
We gotta go because we're all hungry. Peace.
We're hungry.
There we go.
Bye.